What's up, guys? We're the PR girls.
For you. Think it's true,
actually.
Yeah.
But it takes a while to get to the point where you can hire somebody to prep for you.
Yeah.
You have to put your own time in first.
People are expensive too.
They are.
Yeah.
Look, my team in particular is probably one of the most expensive in the biz.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So, have you been to Suffolk before?
I walked past this campus several occasions, but I never entered it. You can check my mic, yes. You can check my check.
What do you think of Suffolk?
I mean, I guess it's cool. I just walked by. I used to live right on the other side, so I used to walk. Who's dead over there?
A lot of people. You mean that cemetery?
I know everyone there is dead, but
Right.
who is dead over
It's
there?
like a lot of John Quincy Adams. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person.
Is Paul Revere over there?
Yeah.
Yes. Fuck, I knew it.
You gonna take a walk over?
Hell no, I'm gonna visit the graveyard. It's weird. I have no connection to any of those people.
Yeah, but it's historic.
I can see it as I walk by.
Okay, all right. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Devil's over there.
It was funny because I saw you post last night, and the minute you posted it, I was like, well, I guess I know what my first question is going to be. You posted last night that being back here is reminding you of your journey and how it all started. Is that true?
Yeah. My last year playing, I was with the Patriots. Unfortunately, I left the Patriots and went to the Packers because it was just a terrible idea. And I ended up coming back after this whole this shitball mess that was just ridiculous. And then, so when I got back, I did tore my hamstring, so I came and finished the season here. I should have even been playing anyway. I was just trying to man up and try to play through injury, which was the most ridiculous thing that we've been conditioned to do as athletes. It's like, yeah, I tore my MCL. See you Sunday night. It's just stupid. So as I got to I got to a point where I just wasn't like physically, you're never physically healthy as an athlete. You know, you always something's broken or something's torn or something hurts. You know, something's tight that shouldn't be tight, like your toe. And you're just like, I didn't even know you could have tight toes. Yeah, we just need to stretch it out. You mean you want to stretch my toes? I didn't even know. Yeah, can you shrink my feet so I can get the cool shoes? So like that last year, I just wasn't I wasn't healthy, and not physically, but like just mentally, spiritually, emotionally, I just wasn't centered in myself. So I ended up going on IR, and I left, and when you get to like, sometimes it's like, I have my own team of doctors that I have over the years that I have, whatever, that I've recruited, and they kind of work for me, but there's nothing that they could do for me. And it was like really, it was more of I was just kind of broken at the time, and so usually when I feel broken, I turn to art. So I started back painting. I had more paintings than Jim Carrey for a moment, and then he's hurt worse than me. So
That's
he has
a tight
more.
reference.
Yeah, he has a lot of paintings. But then I was looking for a solution to heal myself, and I felt like art was the best way to go about that. So I've always loved Japan, and I always loved Hayao Miyazaki and, Studio Ghibli, and, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z, and I had this affinity. I always felt this connection to Japan. So I told my wife, I was like, I think I should just go to Japan. And then I had a Takashi Murakami exhibit over here at the, wherever the museum in here is called. And so I ended up booking this trip to go to Japan by myself on a spiritual pilgrimage to just like find peace and rediscover who I am as a person and what I wanted for life. So I went to Japan. I started in Tokyo, went to Kyoto, and then Osaka. And while I was there, I was just meeting all these people, and I was learning about anime and all the different arts and how they do about it, how they went about it. And, I went to Studio Ghibli to see Hayao Miyazaki, and it was really cool because I opened up his notebooks, and his notebooks were a lot like mine, except for mine was in English and his was in Japanese. But I could kind of tell that we kind of had like the same type of mind, and there was like a part of me that didn't feel fulfilled as I played sports. Like I never really looked at myself as an athlete. I just like to play the game. I love stiff arming people, and you know, it was fun, but it was never who I was. And then so like the locker room was like always the loneliest place for me, because on the field I could connect with everybody, but off the field I didn't connect to anyone, because they just wasn't interested in the life that I was trying to live, or the things that I wanted out of life, you know, as far as the arts and the creative. I mean, the idea of an athlete being creative is a juxtaposition in itself if you really look at the stereotype of the world. Most athletes aren't as smart as I am, so just, you know, just let y'all know. But so I was just exploring, and I was like I go to some of the Shinto shrines, and it's really crazy because there'd be hundreds and hundreds of people there, but it's really quiet. Right, so you're forced to listen internally, because it's like you don't want to talk because you feel like you interrupted someone else's peace to view the beauty that's around us. And in those moments, like when I try to quiet myself, is when I found that my mind was most quiet when I thought of creativity, making things, or I thought about art, or things that I love to see. And my mind was most chaotic when I thought about sports. So to find peace, I had to remove sports from my mind to be able to even find peace in Japan. And then in Kyoto, I had this really nice little small, well, everyone was small, but I hit my head in the subway twice. This shit is crazy. But then this lady named Miho, and Miho was my guide through Kyoto and Osaka. And while we were talking, every day I saw her, like my feet was hurting, I had to stop to give foot massage. I got lost in Kyoto because I decided to live by map for a day, which was a disastrous idea, because the characters are so hard to look at and match on a map, and it's just kind of like, well, damn, like I just got lost. It was cool at first. I ran into some geishas, and then after a couple hours I started panic, but I stuck to the map, and I was looking for a castle, and I was like, how hard could it be to spot a castle? And I never found that castle, by the way. But the next day I saw Miho again. I was like, damn, Miho, I got lost like a motherfucker yesterday. And she was like, where'd you go? I was like, I don't know. Like everything's not looking the same. I did find an ice cream place that was phenomenal. They had all the weirdest ice creams and stuff. But I was talking to her, I was like, how do you do this every day? She's like, I was like, you do this every day. And I was like, how often do you do this? She's like, I do it every single day that I can. I was like, you just show people in Japan every single day? And she's like, yeah, I absolutely love it. I was like, yesterday we took 50,000 steps, and today I took 75,000 because I got lost. And like, she's like, no, but I love to walk, I love seeing the people, I love meeting new people, I love having conversation. She loved everything about what she was doing. And when I thought about football, sorry, earlier about the language, sorry. I didn't see you.
And so just to give you, it's take your daughter to work day.
Oh yeah.
I don't actually have daughters, so I borrowed somebody else's.
Oh yeah.
I borrowed those too.
That's the best way to be a parent.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I said. She pulled them out of school to come see you speak because so the one on the left is Layla and the one on the right is Libby. And I think
Layla.
other way. Libby.
Lizzie. All right.
How old are you girls? Because Marty has a daughter that I think is close to your age.
6.
How old are you, Libby?
You're 8.
Layla? 6.
My daughter's 5. Yeah.
They're used to the language there. I'm their surrogate aunt, so you talk how you talk. They're totally fine. They've seen me do it.
Yes. So I'm talking to Miho. Miho's gracious fabulous. We share ramen, and Japan is weird because like you can't do anything for the woman. It's almost like frowned upon, and it's like a man's world. You know, like if I try to open the door for her, she's like, no, don't open the door for me. I'm like, okay, I won't open the door for you. So we had this whole banter about that, but when I wanted something that she had, which was the fact that she loved every single part of her job. You know what I'm saying? What she was doing, she was passionate about it, she loved it. And reflecting, it was like, I love some parts of the game, but I did not love every part of the game. Like, practice was, you know, sometimes it was cool, and everything else that came along, the meetings were terrible. It's like, man, I hated being in football meetings, and I just didn't love everything about the game, and I was like, what do I love every single thing about that I could just do? Even the dumbest task is okay to me, and that was just making stuff. So I decided to retire, and I was just like, I just want to make stuff for the rest of my life, and that's what I've been doing for the last year. But I started my company in 2014 when I was playing for the Bears because I needed something good in my life.
You started the Imagination Agency back then?
Yeah, I made my first movie the year I went to my first Pro Bowl. So yeah, I started reading all these books. And I read a book, Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull. Oh, you should read it. It's a really good book. He's one of the guys who started animation, and he really built Pixar up. Like there was no such thing as and CGI. He created it, but he wrote a book called Creativity Inc. and it's about how Pixar works. And I was a huge fan of Pixar. Still am. Although some of the movies not as good as they used to be, but mind the judge. And so he wrote this book, and I had his friend named Callie, and he was in California. He's like, hey, I'm going to Ed Capitol's book signing. And I was like, yeah, as soon as you get up to Ed Capitol to sign your book, call me, have me on the phone, and then just hand him the phone. Because I needed a mentor, because I didn't know what the hell I was about to get into. So I was like, he'll be the perfect mentor. So as soon as he get up here, he's like, boom, he handed him the phone. He's like, my friend I want to talk to you. And then it's like, I'm like, yeah, this is Martellus Bennett from Chicago Bears. I was trying to get my this spill because I know really quick. And he gave me his email, and I was like, yeah, I'm looking for a mentor or whatever. He told me he could be my mentor. He had just had twins, and I was like, oh, I get that. So I was like, all right, the book will have to suffice. Thank you. I like to have what I call divine mentorships. Like, they don't have to be in the room with you for you to learn. So many people came before us, leave so many messages behind for us to learn from that. I don't actually have to have a conversation for them. I just got to go search for the conversation that they did have. Because someone probably asked them a question I'm looking for an answer for at some point in life. So how do I navigate that space where I find these solutions for problems I have and not having to know the person? So there's mentors everywhere, and that's why I like books and I like memoirs that people leave behind, because that's a form of mentorship if you can read between the lines and take the information. Most of it's just a bunch of crock, but like the good stuff that you can actually take, you know, like out of each book I always say, there's like, I mean, people swear by some books, and I'm like, man, there's probably like 2 or 3 things in this book that could really affect my life, and you have to read the entire book to find those 2 or 3 things, and that sucks. But it's like, I just pull those 3 things out. So I have what I call divine mentors, whether it's like interviews they've done or books on. There's like these people in Mississippi. I guess they have nothing better to do in Mississippi. But basically,
no offense if you're from Mississippi.
I got family from Mississippi, so I'm totally beneficial. So these books, they take all these interviews. Like, I love Tim Burton, so there's this book on all Tim Burton interviews that he had, like, after he made certain movies. So he talks about the films, and he doesn't do a lot of interviews, so it's good to be able to like have a conversation with Tim Burton. And it's like so in depth, and it's like I can learn so much from him in those spaces. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't know why I was telling y'all that. But anyway, yeah, so I made my first film. Because I tried to find a mentor to go and figure out how I should make an animated film, because I didn't go to school for anything that I do, and I was just like, oh, how am I going to do this? So then when Ed was like, nah, I ain't got time for you, dog, that's pretty much what he said, but he said it in the nicest way possible. He gave me a corporate no, and so I just started reading these books and started searching on YouTube, and I watched a lot of behind the scenes that come with the DVDs, listen to directors talk about how certain parts of the movie was done, and after a couple months of doing that, I was like, all right, there's not too much more. I just have to learn by making this film. So I decided to make this short film. We got this penguin named Cosmo who falls in love. He's a part of this group called the Tiny Tuxedos, which I thought was genius because it's like penguins, tuxedos, and he falls in love with. He doesn't want to be a part of the Tiny Tuxedos. It's like my life story. I didn't want to be a part of the NFL. It's like my first cry for help, basically, and so he falls in love with movies and decides to make movies. And but anyway, I made this film. First of all, it was supposed to be a short film. It turned out to be 23 minutes, which was ridiculous. And I could probably cut it right now where it's 7 minutes, which means I would save, so much time with money on this other thing. But I directed it. I wrote the music. I wrote the film. I did the voices, I did the casting, I directed the voice casting, I created the character designs for it. So I pretty much was a hand-on experience, and it was like college for me. I just kind of learned so many different things at one point that I didn't know while I was making the film. And the thing about animation, like if I go out and pitch people, no one, like an architect, no one wants to let you build a building until you build a building, right? It's like, but I got to build one building. Who's going to be the first one to let me build a building? So that's kind of how animation is as well. So I made this film and I put it out, and I bamboozled my way into DreamWorks the same way I try to bamboozle my way in Pixar. DreamWorks their doors a little more open, as you could imagine, than Pixar is. Although I did go to Pixar and meet with some people as well, but I went to DreamWorks. I kind of gave them the same thing. Hey man, I want to come from a tour, but I didn't want to see. DreamWorks. I was like, I don't want to really tour DreamWorks. I could care less what DreamWorks actually look like, but if I could just get on the campus and I could just get my pitch out to them or whatever. So that's what I did. They showed me the building, and I was just pitching like, man, I write, and they have my notebooks with me, everything. Like, yeah, this is what I do. This is how I make movies, and this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. You guys do a good job, but you guys need help in the marketing department, because Shrek is one of all-time grossing movies in the world, and I don't know one kid with a Shrek toy. That's terrible marketing. But I know every kid has a Buzz Lightyear, a Woody, or a Bullseye, a Jessie, a Bo Peep, even Rex. And Slink made, I've seen all those toys. I've never seen a kid with a donkey or a Shrek. So that's for me tells me that you guys didn't really capitalize and make as much money on it because you guys didn't have a plan for merchandising. And they was like, oh yeah, that's what you should meet with our marketing department. It's like, yes. So I was like, so I talked to him, I was like, oh, I have an idea for a film. I was working on Zuvi at the time, and it wasn't even finished. I didn't even know how long it was gonna take me to finish. It was my first movie. I was just like, yeah, I can get something done. I was like, can I come back and pitch you guys? It's like, yeah, let's set up a meeting. Can you come back next month? I wasn't gonna say no. I was like, yeah, we can come back next month. Then I called the animation studio. I was like, hey, I need to have something ready by next month. It's like, what? And I was like, it's DreamWorks. So I never built a deck before. So I called my friend Aisha, and their group had built decks because I was working with Nike. So I learned how to build a deck at that moment, and it took me like 12 hours to build. Actually, it took me like 15 hours to build this deck because I like pretty stuff. And I was like, it's the first introduction to what I want to. It's a presentation of me, so I want them. At least my deck would be awesome. And they did compliment me on my deck, what made me feel good. So I get in and I finally get in and get to pitch them. I had never done a pitch before for a movie or anything. And so I just kind of just made it all up as I went. And they didn't buy it. But
you showed it. And that was,
I showed it and they loved it.
And that was something.
The fact that it was like, you did all this? Like, this is really cool. Like, how'd you learn to do that? They were more interested in my story of how I got to where I was, and I'm still connected to a lot of those guys. The guys that were there, like they all move on. Like especially the lower level people, they move up in the company. And a couple years later, I'm still making films, and now like they're at Netflix, they're at Hulu, and it's like, hey, what are you working on? So all these people kind of remember my story and where I was coming from, and they were very interested in because what I was doing was, you know, most people won't put their own money into an animated project. Most people, like everybody, always look for funding, but I don't really look for funding. I'd rather invest in myself. And if you can, or partner with people to where it's actually a collaboration and not like, I don't like anyone owning anything that I do because ownership is like the most important thing, especially as a black man who, you know, as we build the culture, there's so much, and we get paid so much for entertainment, but no one owns the entertainment that we make for the world. So as a black entrepreneur, my ownership is the biggest thing I want because even if I fail, my daughter was still on my intellectual property and she could get a second go at it and she's going to be better than me. So she already is. So at least I have ownership in what I'm doing. And I'd rather fail my way than to fail someone else's way with someone else guiding me. That's why I felt with my first film, I leaned on a team of animators too much because I was still in the unknown. And so as I make more films, I'm like, I trust my voice a lot more. You know, there's things that I do differently. So I didn't trust myself as much on the first one, but I was doing 100 jobs too, so
right.
That was interesting. But I don't know, is this fascinating? I don't know.
Yeah, trust me. Listen, their eyes were all open, right? When I look at them, this is what I get.
Yeah.
They don't fly away for you though.
Yeah, they might just be high in your class.
That wouldn't be a little bit shocking.
I'm not sleepy, I'm listening, I'm just not hearing.
So in 2014, you started the Imagination Agency. In 2017, you retired, and now you've been putting everything into it.
Yes. It's been really cool. The first year was a whirlwind. I have made a bunch of stuff. So I made my first 2 apps while I was still playing. So my first apps, interactive storybook apps, and my first 2 children's books while I was playing, my first film. And I did when I left, I kept going, and the biggest thing is most guys when they retire, I feel like they kind of slowed down or like took a break, or I think when you transition, you should transition fast. Everybody's like, oh, I need this year to do whatever. I thought that I wanted to dive right into my business, so I moved to LA, and I got a studio in Burbank, and I opened up my studio, and I designed the studio, designed everything. So then right away I did animated piece for Disney, which was really dope, and then I did. Last year I dropped 56 songs. I put 56 songs out last year too. I make music in my spare time.
All that spare time that you have.
Yeah. And I got a design contract with Adidas where I work with the innovation team. I'm also the creative director at the Players Tribune. And then I launched a TV show with Yahoo and Complex last year that I created, I executive produced. And it was crazy. We did like 25 episodes, and it was like, so I also did the music for it. I also did the logo design. I also designed the set for that too because I didn't want no one else to design the energy that I had to sit in. And then this year I'm also doing ice cream this year.
An ice cream?
Yeah, it's gonna be really dope too.
Like your own line of ice cream?
No,
Like your
I'm
own
collaborating
flavor?
and making my own flavor with a company.
Really?
And then I did some other stuff that was cool too. Yeah, I write ads too, so I
You
do
do?
advertisement. Yeah, I do advertisement on the side. Only special projects that I'm tied to that I like. So yeah, so I write ads, really cool. Like I go talk to Airbnb and I build campaigns and shit like that.
That's so
And then
cool. We're in the market, a lot of these guys are in the marketing department of the business school, so I did not know that you did that.
yeah, I do a lot of marketing stuff for people. I'm usually the person they call when they need marketing. I don't think that you could do marketing if you can't market yourself. And I'm the best at selling myself. So if I feel like I can sell myself, I can sell anything. So yeah, so I'm the guy that a lot of companies call when they need something cool. So like I'll go meet with like Sony or when they do films or like they did a Black Spider-Man film. I like to call it the Black Spider-Man.
Is that the official title?
Nah, it should have been. They would have probably did twice as good. It was just, well, it probably wouldn't do as well. It probably turned a lot of people away. Spider-Man can't be black. I never knew there was this Black Spider-Man, but the Spider-Verse has been around the entire time. So yeah, so I do a lot of ads. I also work with, like I went to, what's that place called where they do the Cannes Festival? Yeah, so I was at Cannes Festival.
Oh, yeah,
and,
Cannes,
I went over there to speak with them about advertisement, to teach them stuff about advertisement because they wanted to get into diverse advertisement, but then everyone in the room was white. And I was just like, this is a great start. Like, and so I do a lot of I go to a lot of different companies and I help them come from a diversified point of view. Because I've been on both sides of the bridge, I lived in where I was the only black person in the neighborhood, and I lived in neighborhoods where the one white guy was actually black, you know what I'm saying? So, what I try to do is bridge the gap because a lot of times when I think of marketers, when they think about black people, they think of us as we're the same as everyone else, we just happen to be black, we like the same, well, we like some of the same stuff, but that's with any people, but so yeah, I talk to a lot of people about marketing all the time. I'm really good at that stuff.
You are. Did I read that your team is predominantly female?
Yeah, I prefer to work with women. I find it to be more collaborative, and I feel like men don't usually they think about the money, right? Not that I don't pay the women, but yeah. I actually gave someone a raise the other day because I was like, oh, you're working really hard. You deserve a raise. And she was like, oh, thanks. So I'm like, great, yeah, you get a raise. You get a raise, you get a raise, you get a raise, you get a raise. It's just out the blue. It's just like, hey, I gave you a raise. And she was like, oh, thanks, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow. So yeah, I feel like, okay, so I like to work with women because I think women are I feel like women will take a job that is fulfilling, that they're passionate about, and the money will come. I feel like most men take the job based not on passion, but based on a dollar.
Yeah.
And when you do a creative job like we were doing, and it's pretty much a startup, everything is not going to do well, like it's the beginning. And so I need passionate people that believe in what we're trying to achieve. And I find that women creatively, there's a lot of freedom that we have at work too. Only 2 people are in the studio, that's me and Tiara, and everyone else have no idea where they are. Half the time they're like, oh, we have a meeting. I'm like, it's so nice to see you. I haven't seen you in months. We had a girl that worked for us. She's like, oh, I want to go to Africa for 2 weeks. And I was like, sure, just email us what you need to send us, and I'll talk to you later.
I have one of those too. She's sitting right there.
Yeah, so
she goes on these humanitarian trips all over the country.
And I think it's good because my ultimate goal as the leader of the company is to grow everyone creatively. I imagine that everyone leaves me at some point and go start their own company. And I have to go hire their company to help me do what I'm doing. I don't really think anyone's going to stay forever. I would love it if everyone did, but my job is to help them grow creatively and become more creative. And there's things about certain people that I see in them creatively that they don't know that they could do, that I would push them to do it. Like, oh, you need to go do this. And I'm always whether it's, we're always trying to share knowledge. So my biggest thing is just the conversation that we have sometimes at work. We'll just talk for 2 hours about life. And that will motivate everyone to kind of continue the journey. So we have a lot of heart-to-hearts. We cried.
So do we.
Yeah, we
I
cried.
cry in class. I've been crying for like a week straight in class because the summer's coming. I'm not gonna see these guys anymore.
You should be happy.
Not at all. Look at these faces. What am I gonna do without these?
I don't know. I guess if you get new students to replace them. That's the thing about life. That's the thing about life. Everybody can be replaced physically. The way that you make people feel can never be replaced. But there will be someone else that sits in that seat. There will be someone else that wears number 88 on the Patriots, but they will never make the people in the Patriots feel the way that I made them feel.
Yeah.
Maya Angelou said something great about that. I don't know.
I know you're gonna answer the phone.
Yeah, she said people may not remember what you did or how you, but they will always remember how you made them feel.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to talk about this, and then maybe we'll take a couple of questions. Some of the kids might have to go to class. My guess is some of them are going to make sure they're late.
I will be.
Okay. Can you write them a letter? Can we walk them to class and be like, sorry I kept them late?
Yeah.
Professor Bennett. That's a letter?
Yes, I've always wanted to be like in this type of thing is like a dream come true. I mean, I always want to give a commencement speech, so this is like secondary.
I tried.
But
It was a little late, but next year.
I wrote my commencement speech already. I wrote it 4 years ago, and I was just like, I'm gonna say this shit when I get my chance. So my commencement speech is ready, and I will update it, add to it, just based on the things I learned in life. But yeah, I already have the gist of my commencement speech. My brother's giving one at the University of Hawaii, and I'm jealous. That's like, is it you? You? Yes.
So you're touring right now for Dear Black Boy, which is your latest book.
Yeah, so we are the publisher and the printer, so I'm my own in-house publisher, so I pick up the paper and everything for
It's
what
amazing.
we do. So yeah, we print everything and because it's all about ownership. So I don't have a publisher. Publishers are stupid, by the way. It's like they want to offer you pennies on your work. I'm like, why would I take pennies on this? Because it's ridiculous.
This was a poem that you wrote.
Yeah, I wrote that. It was originally a poem that I wrote after the Alton Sterling incident that happened, the killing, not the incident, that happened in St. Louis. And in that moment, it was just kind of like, just lost for words. Like, when I'm lost for words, I usually turn to art because it's the best way to express myself. And I just remember being on the phone with my brothers and I'm watching this happen. It was just kind of like, we just was on the phone in silence. And the only thing I remember saying is like, man, this is fucked up. And when I hung up the phone, I just like, I'm gonna call you back because when I saw him, I saw myself. And the way that we consume these incidents or we get desensitized to this is like in a dehumanizing way because it's like you'll see it on Instagram, right? You'll see, someone getting shot and then you'll see someone shaking their booty and then you'll see an ad for a Toyota just because you said Toyota out loud. It's just like, how did you know? Who's listening to me? You know what I'm saying? So then, like, at that moment, I just needed inspiration not for myself, but for the world, because I just felt like all the things when you see the black male figure is usually in this way in the media, and sometimes that's the first time someone will be introduced to someone that doesn't look like them. So for me, I was like, well, when he saw him, I always think about what he saw when he saw Alton Sterling, right? When they attacked, like, they don't really see like the fathers or the dreamers or like they see in the cells. Like they'll arrest a white serial killer who goes blow some shit up and he won't have a single scar when he goes to jail. And then the black kid who was just out there protesting, he's getting stumped and beat, and it's just kind of like, goddamn, I just feel like they don't see themselves in the kids because a lot of the media they consume is pushing the kids to feel like they're danger when we're not the danger, we're in danger. Like a black man in America, you're an endangered species. You know what I'm saying? So then I just wrote this poem because like I think about the black boys that's growing up and how they see themselves and how I saw myself as a black boy. And the number one thing that most people ask, well, the number one thing that everyone asks me when they see me is, what sport do you play? Right? And I find it to be offensive because they just assume. They never ask you what you're interested in, what you do. It's just like, oh, what sport do you play? It's like, goddamn, why gotta play a sport? You know what I'm saying? I know I got a nice physique, but God. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think a lot of times we internalize that, and that's how we start to see ourselves. We start to see ourselves as athletes. We don't see ourselves as entrepreneurs. We don't see ourselves as doctors. And then this weekend, they're going to have an NFL draft where kids are going to get drafted. They get put on a pedestal, and it's going to be celebrated. And Those connections, we'll be able to connect to those people because we see ourselves represented in the sports. And most time when people see black men that they look up to, they're represented in the sport, not in these other fields. So like football is 65% blacks, basketball 74%, no, basketball 65% black, football is like 75% black, and the tech industry is like 7% black. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like that tipping that scale. So my whole thing is I want to tip the scale the opposite way. Like I don't feel like we don't need more athletes to aspire to be like because we have so many of them that we could pick and choose. We need more doctors, we need more entrepreneurs, we need more people on this side that kids can pick and choose and say, oh, I have the option to do that thing and not to feel like it's an anomaly. So when I wrote Dear Black Boy as a letter of encouragement using a sports metaphor about running toward freedom, and when I talk about freedom in the sense of this book, it's about the freedom of self. And the freedom to be who you are without the fear of being judged, I think is the ultimate freedom for a human being. If we all could experience to be ourselves in totality, I think the world would be a better place. But unfortunately, we all wear masks, right? Everyone's wearing these different masks. And I went through a demasking period when I played for the Giants. Like I recognized I had different versions of myself. And a lot of those versions were because I was torn and I wasn't being a whole person. So how do I demask myself, take my mask away so I can be the same person all the time? So for me, what I had to do was each time I met a different version of myself, I created this character named McGuire, and I put him in a costume that represented that version of myself. So that was like metaphorically, that's how I went through the demasking period. So what this is, I want kids to realize that like their value is not tied to what they do on the playing fields or the court that they choose, but they are valuable without the sport. Because a lot of times they will feel like they're not as black if they're into comic books, or if they're into, NASA or all these things. So my whole thing is I just want to be the one to kick down all the doors. Basically what I do at work is like, man, black kids need to be making video games. No black kids are making video games. Now next project we're going to make a video game. That's kind of how I think about it so that I can be like, look, you can do this too, you can do this. And it's like, and then to be the first, like you think about it, like black people are still having first. And we've been here just as long as everyone else. Right? Like every time I'm like, oh, this is the first day. I'm like, God damn, that's cool. Congratulations, but shit, like it's 2019. Like, you're the first one to do this. Like, I can name like 20 people who deserve an Oscar right off the top of my head, So it's like, how do we bring, I think the world is a better place when a black boy dreams. And I think the world does itself a disservice by not letting them dream out loud. And we have to give them the space to become wherever it is that they choose to become and not try to force their hand and try to put them in a category based on how they look. And it's the same thing with a lot of people in a different aspect, but for me, I think that growing up is that how do we raise full human beings and with dreams? I meet 8-year-old kids whose dreams are to buy their parents a house. There's no reason for an 8-year-old kid to be dreaming about buying a house, right? And as black kids, we don't get to experience escapism like our counterparts. Like we want to go to Hogwarts, but we don't see ourselves represented in Hogwarts. We want to be part of Star Wars, but we'd be lucky. We'd be like, oh, it's a black man on a spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Like I love karate. I'm like, man, I love karate growing up. I was like, I just would love to see, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I guess Blade was dope, but but I just would like to, you don't get to see yourself in escapism. All the books and stuff we get are actual reality. We get stuff like The Hate You Give or Boys in the Hood. Those are stories that we actually had to live. But escapism is a beautiful thing because when you get to escape to this fictitious world, you come back changed. You realize your world does not have to be the way that it is, so therefore you can change it. If everyone always feeds you the harsh realities that you experience in everyday life, you lose a little hope, right? I'm reading about it. I'm watching movies about it, and I'm living it, right? So that's why Wakanda was great because, the idea of having a place where so much black beauty and black technology and genius is walking around was empowering to a culture, right? So the movie is okay, but Wakanda was awesome, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's was the most beautiful thing about it, that version, like kids they want to build their own Wakanda, which they can, here, now, and that's why, I would like to build a Hogwarts too, but Kingsley Shacklebolt was in it. I like Kingsley. He only had one line in the entire movie, and it was a good line, but damn. Brothers like to do magic too.
So, yeah. Who doesn't like magic?
Yeah, that's how. So, and who doesn't like fried chicken? That's the whole thing.
Vegetarians and vegans.
Oh yeah, that's true. I tell you, you guys are missing out. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you can fry some Brussels sprouts. That's good. They charred with a little sweet chili pepper sauce on it. That's good. Like, yeah. But yeah, so that's what this book is about. Is how do I change? How do I help change the mindset for the boys that when I see them, I see myself. When they see me, hopefully they see themselves in me. So I want to be a representation of the black boy dreamer, right? Like that, and not just a dreamer, but the dream catcher. It's one thing to dream, but it's another thing to actually catch your dream. I run into so many people who have ideas that never bring their ideas to life. I'm not that person. And I'm not the person either to come talk to you about your idea, because I would stay on you and then get annoying, and then I would probably turn to hate you if you don't follow that dream. It's like, girl, you're not doing it. You told me you was going to do it. I'm more passionate about it than you are. Like, I want to see people make their dreams come true. Then people make the dumbest excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like, the number one being time. And I just be like, we all have the same amount of time. Beyonce has the same amount of time that I have. And Beyonce is doing some amazing, you know what I'm saying? So like I always think like, what would Beyonce do? You know what I'm saying? So the whole thing is about like, I just think that a lot of people lie to themselves. One, I think there's a lot of entrepreneurs who want to prenup about things, and then there's actual entrepreneurs. An entrepreneur is like, they want to do everything. I want to start this business, I want to do this business, and I just like, all right, which one are you gonna start with? The idea, the dream is what keeps them going. It's not the work. The idea that there's something better out there for them in life keeps them grounded here, so they can always have a little hope to go do that, but they're afraid of failing because then they will lose that hope by not achieving that. But I think the biggest failure is not to try to achieve whatever it is that you want to do.
I bought this to go to the library. I'm donating a copy to the library.
You have black students?
I have a couple.
I just messed with that.
This one's taken me twice. I think he can't get enough of me. So I want you
to if you go to our do you want me? Do y'all want to hear some of the book?
Well, so those of you who have to go to class, and you have somewhere to go. But
yes,
I want you all to read this before you graduate.
I'll read it to you right now, though.
It's your time. I mean, I don't want to make your team mad.
How much time I have?
8 minutes.
All right, cool. Let's do it. Time is what you make it.
Can we take one big group picture before you go?
We could do that. Time is a luxury. Attention is your biggest luxury though. Like, you have to be careful about what you pay attention to.
7 minutes.
Because right, so like that's why they call it paying attention. Everything does not deserve your attention, and by giving your attention to things, you lose your time. And time is the biggest luxury we have. The thing about time is it will eventually run out on everyone, so you have to spend your time wisely. You know, it's a resource that is dated. You don't know when that's going to end for you, but it definitely will end. And then when you do, you might not come back unless you're Jesus. Most of us don't get to come back, you know what I'm saying? Even Cedric Diggory did not come back. My boy! That's my favorite part of the movie, and everyone thinks it's creepy, but I really like that part of the movie just because of the emotion that his dad had when he ran out there. He's like, my boy! My boy! Okay, yeah, so, dear black boy, so if you look at the art in this, there's no facial expressions or eyes on the boys because I wanted the boys to be able to see themselves in the characters, and by removing that, they put themselves into the characters, and these characters are, they represent us all. So there are no main characters in this book because there's multiple people running through this race, the marathon. The idea is a dear black boy is running through this marathon, but this is a game, but it is the game of life that we're running in. And this is the one game that you don't have to sign a waiver for because as soon as you're born, you enter the race. So whether you decide to run or stand still is up to you. And with that being said, do you guys want me to show you the pictures too? I'll show you the pictures too. Right. Dear black boy, the quest for freedom continues. If I read like it's, I don't think it is. It's just because it's a children's book. We must lace up our shoes to do more than run another sprint, dunk another ball, catch another pass, or swing at another pitch. We must lace our shoes and run toward freedom, cheering on those who are training and running our same race, picking up those who get tired or distracted on their way to the finish line. Freedom is still a giraffe and a half away. So we must run another lap like the greats before us who ran the same race. Giraffe and a Half is a shout out to Shel Silverstein. He got this book of poetry called Giraffe and a Half. So I like to give my people that I really enjoy a shout out when I can. And we must pick up the pace. The low-hanging fruit is what the world prefers you to reach for, but we must climb the tree. The kids always like, what's low-hanging fruit? Good. Let me tell you about it. But then you'd be fascinated by how many kids realize what it is, what it means. Yeah. Climb higher and you will discover that the fruit at the top is sweeter than Kool-Aid. The game of life is the one game they don't think we can win. You can get these books on dearblackboy.com or imaginationagency.com.
We actually have some coming to the school for you guys if you want to buy them.
Just, got to do my marketing.
We're ahead of you on that one.
But this must be the greatest game ever played. Millions have marched, millions have fought, millions have died. Oh, yeah. Millions continue to run for freedom. Run, black boy, run, for you can change the world for us all. It's like a pregame speech for life. That's what I should say. That's how I'm gonna market it. Pregame speech of life. Great. Train, black boy, train, for we need you to be in shape because the journey is a long one. The important thing about this book, too, is that throughout this whole thing, you see like this kid, he's on the mountaintop, and he's pulling someone else up to the mountaintop. So I try to get kids to understand that this is not a competition for you just to go through on your own, but it's also a competition that you can help others along the way. Like, you want to be the greatest that you can in your life, but that does not mean for you to be great, there's not space for other people to be great. There's real estate real estate market is ours. The real estate of life is for us all to enjoy. Dream bigger, black boy, dream bigger. For your dreams are valuable. No one can take those from you. You deserve to dream the wildest dreams and to chase those dreams the same way you chase a loose ball in the fourth quarter, a running back breaking free down the sideline, or a fly ball in the outfield. Go Sox. I do that in every city, wherever their baseball team is.
No, you don't.
I really don't. This is my first time. I just thought about it.
Don't do it again.
But I'm going to start doing it in every city. Yeah, it's my stump speech. Set goals, black boy, set goals. Slam dunk those goals the same way you do an alley-oop. For your goals in life are worth so much more than 2 points. Shatter the glass. Shatter the glass is a shout out to Shaq. Because Shaq was like the first athlete that I knew growing up that did movies, music. He went platinum. I don't know how, but he went platinum, and Kazan was a good movie, depending on who you ask. Exercise, black boy, exercise. Exercise your right to speak your mind, to pursue happiness, to speak peace and prosperity, to avoid conformity imposed by the small minds of society. Exercise until you drench your sweat. You're supposed to snap your fingers. Thank you. You guys are so nice to me. Think, black boy, think. For your mind is your greatest tool. I have group thinking, so I don't want them to feel like they have to think about it all by themselves. Imagery is important. That's why they say sex sells. Move forward, black boy, move forward. For we know where we've been, but where will you take us next? See, they're helping each other get over the wall. This guy's distracted, so he's pulling him along. It's pretty powerful stuff. Whoever did this is really smart. Win, black boy, win. For the world needs more winners who look like you. So lace up your shoes, pick up hope, get in the game, show us what you can do. I made this book as brown as possible too. Like, man, I had to find new browns. It's a new level of blackness in this book. This is Wakanda in the book. Okay, last page. So you know what? We even have a colonizer in it with the white threads that's going through the middle of the book. You know what I'm saying? Just like the colonizer in Wakanda. Why was he even in the movie? All right, but anyway, okay. For the game of life is the greatest game you will ever play. Get out there and play your heart out. And remember, anything is possible. Runners, take your places. And I had this teacher, she hit me up and she's like, oh, I love the book, it's so great, but why didn't anybody cross the finish line at the end? And I was just kind of like, first of all, the book is awesome. Second of all, because the kids you're reading to are the ones that's running the race. They haven't crossed the finish line yet. So, duh. And then there's this pledge that the kids, because I want the kids to start setting goals at a young age and learn how to accomplish those goals and build those goals out. So this is a pledge that they do. And the parent, I also encourage the parents to set goals with the kids for themselves so the kids can hold them accountable and they can hold the kid accountable. Because a lot of times parents want kids to do stuff that they don't want to do, like get the remote. But I think it's important that the kids see the parents. Like I know a lot of parents, I talk to a lot of parents who want their kids to read, but the kids never see the parents reading. So why would I have interest in books if my kids, like everybody's like, oh, my kid loves the phone. Yeah, because they see you on it all the time. Of course they want the phone because it's important.
Well, listen, this room is filled with people that mean the world to me, so thank you
No
as you
problem.
walk away for taking the time. You go in the middle.